Hello, welcome to the Little Nocton's training session with myself, Mark Upright. In this kind of, little session that's about 15 minutes long, we're just going to look at Smart Notebook itself. This is part of a kind of training module. So you'll see other videos kind of in the stream here, but we're just going to be looking at Smart Notebook itself. And this is obviously this was done as a live session. This is a recording of that live session where people can come together, join, ask questions, etc., etc. So if you do want to sign up for this live session, a link to this website I'll leave below so you can kind of ask any questions or kind of book one for yourself. The slots here. You'll also find kind of the stream coming up and also some bits about if you do want to actually book that bespoke training package for yourselves, for your staff members. We can look at that as well. So that's the overall little and often session. Every 2 weeks we'll drop in and learn a little bit more. In this session we're going to look at Smart Notebook in particular. So Smart Notebook is this piece of software here. This is available on any Windows machine, any Mac, and you'll be able to use that and download that and use that for free on any of those there. We are on version 22 now. So if I just go to this link here, again, I'll put this link in the comments below. You can see here that this is a free download to Smart Notebook. You can download that and you can put that on any machine and be able to use that either preparing at home, in the PPA room, in the classroom, wherever it might be, and then actually teach from it from your smartboard itself. So that's Smart Notebook for this one here, that individual download. If you're coming this from a tech point of view, the IT management, then you have got that and you have got that MSI file if you want to kind of deploy it en masse. That's a useful kind of use there as well. So like I said, version 22, it's free. Go and update and you're good to go from that one there. So as well as having Smart Notebook in that download, if I just minimize everything for a moment here, we're also going to have access to Smart Ink. Smart Ink now comes in these two bubbles here, meaning that I can pick up a pen, annotate over the top of anything. Whatever document, whatever it is there, I can annotate there and you can see that actually stays in that document. There's loads more stuff. Once I actually click on that button there, I can actually see there's loads more tools within Smart Notebook, Smart Ink. Go and have a play. And then we'll have another session on that, looking a bit more detail into that Smart Ink. Because today, we're going to spend a bit more time looking at Smart Notebook. So like I said, Smart Notebook is that free download and you can use that and it works brilliant on the smartboard itself up here. Like I said, I've got this one here. And it's a great whiteboarding tool aimed at that front of class, aimed at really getting those active participation from your learners. Something that I can quickly just write on it, like pen's a pen, but my finger's a finger so I can write that, I can move that, annotate at the same time. And if I have got multiple learners, I'm going to change my pen to yellow, change that one to a red, so they can just be coming up and inking at the same time up on here, wherever they're going, so they can play that active part in it, moving stuff around, writing on it. I'm going to click back on the pointer. And of course that robbing out with that back of your hand, that large object on this board here, I've actually got one of these, so I could actually use that as well. To erase larger areas, you can go around the outside of it and then a dot in the middle and it will just clear that there. Just using the erase, that large object on the board, circle around it, dot in the middle, and it will erase that content inside that circle. So quite a cool little thing to do that as well. So from here, it's how do I begin to use Smart Notebook in that purposeful way? First of all, if you're coming from another version of Smart Notebook and you've also already got those files saved in your on your device, whatever it might be, you can actually open these here and you can see that those my Smart Notebook files here. I can double tap that one and open it in Smart Notebook and it'll open as normal. But what happens if you're bringing PDFs or PowerPoints from kind of online resources or ones that you've got saved in there as well? That's quite nice and simple as well. Click on File, Import at the top there, and that will just bring that content into Smart Notebook and you'll have that now as an interactive resource rather than a presenting resource as well. And obviously there's the pedagogical reasoning behind rather presenting to your students and actually showing that and moving that and having that manipulable, having that active part within their learning, the positive points of Smart Notebook and a teaching and learning focused software rather than a presenting software focus. So that's here, that's Smart Notebook. So now I'm actually opening it. I've brought in that content, whatever it might be. Let's just jump to this one here because I have got it. It's very much focused to that front of class delivery. Like I said, I've plugged in here my laptop, so it's either my Windows or my Mac machine, and that's that installed here. Coincidentally, if you are looking at using more of your Chrome-based in the Google way, if you do have a look at Lumio, lum.io, and that's their website. Again, there's more training links within this kind of feed here. but that's more of a cloud-based solution. We're not going to go into detail of that now, but that one is great if you're using Chromebooks, you know, you're using it off the server and you don't want that download use of a smart notebook here. So just as the two options. Smart notebook is, like I said, on that computer here, and that is then linked to your smart board at the front there. And then parts of it can be sent out to student devices, but it's just part by part for there. It's mainly focused on that front of class delivery. So I'm going to click next page. So when we did this live in the session, we really delved into detail about changing the presets and how can I customize Smart Notebook to look at how I want it itself. So first of all, we looked at the background here. By default, it obviously comes as a white background here, which fine for many users, but many users want to actually change that as well. So there's two ways to look at that. One in the presets, as a page by page, and one is your overall for everything within Smart Notebook. So let's look at the overall first. Edit, preferences. Defaults, change color. So that off-white, click OK. Now every time I click on a new page, it's going to be that off-white color. I can add annotations to it, whatever it might be, new page, and it's that off-white color. And that would always be the same for every page I now have Notebook on this computer here. Another way is down your presets at the side here. So if I go to my presets down here, you can see that that is the color. You may not be able to just because of the color. That is the color of my page here. But if I wanted to change it for a red, a black, or any more colors, I have got that choice here. Let's just go for kind of a blue, but a faded one up there. So then I've got that color here. So now I've got that one here. It's still going to add a new page, that off-white. But if I go back to my page sorter here, I can see that this page here has got that blue background to it. Again, depending on your learning styles for the particular students, depending on their visual needs, whichever one you want to do there. So two ways. Edit in presets, and then your presets down here as well, you can customize that one. Coincidentally, in those presets there as well, this is where I can customize all my bits and pieces up here as well. So if I wanted to change my pens, let's just look at my normal pens here. I wanted to change some of my defaults. Rather than having this fat purple pen here, I wanted to have a slightly thinner dotted line in brown. Save that one. Now I've got quick access to that there, so I can have whichever tools that I want, and then there is that brown squiggly line. Not quite sure you needed that one, but that's how to set those presets at the top there. So whatever I click on, you can see that preset tab there changes to be whatever it is, including changing my font style, font type, by your default one, that top left one, that will change that default font to whatever it is done at the side here. Just don't forget to click save those tool options, and then you'll save that for next time you open up Smart Notebook as well. So lots of great ways to personalize that and have that in there, as well as personalizing the backgrounds and the kind of bits there. You can actually personalize the whole menu. So when we were doing this live, I've added in my Magic Pen, my text pens presets, and that is all done at the side, top here with this cog here. So if I click on that cog, these are my tools. So it might be that I don't want Magic Pen as a default. I can take those away. Maybe I wanted the Creative Pen, so I can drag and drop and put, I can put that one up there instead. Whatever it is, I can drag and put those at the top there. Equally, if your add-ons, I can change my add-ons, move them around in there, and then some of your actions at the side, I can have quick views there. Maybe I want a dual display, single display mode as an option for the top there. So there's lots of different ones I can have as presets for that there. Have a go, have a play with those. You have always got the reset default buttons here. So if you have kind of made a complete mess of it and you want to restore it back to how it was, you've got those buttons there as well. And that's through that cog at the top there. Next to that cog, it's already got an arrow button, which you can now see is down here, as well as all your tools. Quite handy if you're teaching the little ones and they want their access to it, you can have that there. Or actually it might be if you're teaching some of the old ones, you've got this at the back of the class. Now they can't see your tools, they actually can see the content that they wanted for the class, and that is being displayed up on here. Two use case scenarios. It might just be you can't reach the top, so you put them at the bottom. Whatever it might be, you've got that there. Equally, this arrow here puts my display on that side, and then I've got my tools from that side to this side. Depending on where you want to stand, depending on the classroom setup, you've got those bits and pieces there as well. So that's a great way to actually customize that and use that in that presets tab there, as well as that settings one at the top there. Another one I'm going to look at is the use of the gallery. Now I've got a gallery at the side here, and in that gallery, the second kind of one at the side here, you've got lots of resources in there. Great for looking at lined paper, great for widgets, grid paper. So if you search for lined, grid, widgets, you're going to have some great stuff at the side there. But equally what you can have is your own images. So for example, if it was what I had, me kind of coming from that primary background, really useful to have my number line at the side here. And then as well as that, if I wanted to count up in fives, I've got a 5 coin. So I can have these to hand at the side here. To get those images, all I've done is just copied and pasted them from Google, the same way as you would building up any other document. Copy and paste them, bring them into here, and then once I've got it, I drag and drop it into here, and now that's saved into my gallery. So I've got that to hand every time I need that during the lesson. Click on that drop down arrow there, and I can infinitely clone it, and then from there I can actually count up using those coins. Again, this is content that I've got on my fingertips that I can bring in during the lesson and take it, support the learning in a visual way, and get them to come up as well. Because it is that multiple points of touch, I can actually have my learners, I haven't got 20 fingers, but it has got 20 points of touch. So we could be moving those all at the same time, hopefully with elbow room as well, actually coming up and supporting those here for there. So some great ways to have those stored in your gallery that you can actually use those as well. Now I mentioned widgets and backgrounds and papers, so it might be that you'll bring in more of a paper that looks like this with the lined paper. Again, I've changed the background of that. It might be resources to help support number bonds, the right colour, you've got your date, your learning challenge, whatever it might be at the top. And then as I click on these fingers there, these ones are kind of put down, and so to kind of display that counting here. It's not replacing that physical need of doing it, but actually could support the learning by that visual clue of it and actually clicking and seeing which ones I've got. The students coming up and putting down certain fingers like they do on their own hands as well. Another really good point in there is looking at your widgets. Like I said before, there's clocks, timers, spinners. I'll leave you to search for widgets at the top here and have a bit of an explore to see which ones you want to see in your use case scenario for that there as well. So just adding on a new page. And just the final thing we look at here as well, before I show you a few links of where you can get more training and more support, is looking at this Space Invader at the top here. So everything I've shown you so far is part of Smart Notebook, and this one here is now Smart Notebook Plus. So it's going to be part of your Smart Learning Suite subscription, which is the same subscription you'll get Lumio from as well. But this enables you to play some games, some activities built into Smart Notebook. And there's lots of different ones in here. Have a play, have a go, and see which ones you like here. There's a great fill in the blanks activity, drag and drop those activities into it there, those words and that closed text. More of your matching up activities, you're taking this one here, matching them together to get the accuracy. Choice cards, great one for there, front and back. Great templates for you to add in your own content, to really customize it of the actual needs of your students, get them to play and play again, really kind of embed that learning within it. Or some ones that require devices like Shout It Out, where the answers are typed in on their device, and then actually see those answers actually display up on board. Might be a monster quiz, bit of a competition, see who can hatch the monster first. That's a great one. Or more of your response, more of your formative test, more formative assessment built in as well. So go and have a play with them. There is a free trial and use those there. If you want to have it more in detail, have a go, have a play, or look at some of the other videos from on that as well. So that's kind of a great overview of some bits and pieces within Notebook. It is a fantastic, amazing, full of great use cases, bits of software. And just to leave you with a couple of links here, again, I'll put these at the bottom here. One of them is through help and training, and the other one is from help. And when you first open up Smart Notebook, there's Learn the Basics there. So Learn the Basics link, and then the other one is Smart Notebook Training. And that's going to take you to a website, well, two of them if you look at both of them. And what they are, this one here is designed to how can I create something, how can I enhance it, make it more engaging, deliver it to my learners, and share it with my staff or students themselves. And each one here is just a quick video or a quick read-through guide with lots and lots of content from in that one here. And then that Learn the Basics, more of a, what does this button do, what does this button do, and that's that Smart Notebook there to kind of dive you into that. So there's some really good links from that. Hopefully that's been useful. Hopefully that's been a quick insight into Smart Notebook. please join in a couple of weeks, see if you can join us live, where we're going to be looking at using teaching without your laptop as well. So nothing plugged in, straight from the smart board itself. We'll dive into that more detail. But of course, if you want to have a look at any of these sessions, or of course, book your own bespoke training package, it's all on that website there. And just ask, and any support I can be as well, including looking at hardware. If you're kind of looking at more of that demo side of things, we can arrange one for you as well. Hopefully that's been useful. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.